All right, so we are going to be dropping off these notes at left bozo and right bozo's house. It is done. Okay, as you can see, I've already managed to injure myself. When I was testing out how I'm going to fix it to the door, I creased the top of it and I got the nastiest paper cut. So this is a leaf blower adjacent injury. Already we're off to a horrible start. But I finally grew the balls to write the letter. I grew the balls to make QR codes, which we'll talk about. It works. And I'm going to be either today or I want to do it when they're not home, and just leave it there and whatever. But let's get to the meat of the matter here. So this one is for right bozo, the one with the electric blower that's doing it, whether it's 10 a.m., whether it's 6:30 p.m., whether he's done it multiple times, it doesn't matter. There's 3 leaves, we gotta blow it, right? So this is the letter, right? This is the whole thing here. I'll fold it in half, put it on. Okay, well, let's go read the letter, right? It's hello from next door. On Friday, shortly after noon, I could hear your leaf blower in every room of my house. You started blowing again before 4 p.m. I don't know for how long because the noise forced me to leave my house. On Wednesday around 6:30 p.m., so that's a few days ago, you were also using your leaf blower. I was outside trying to grill and eat my dinner. It sounded like sitting next to a vacuum cleaner on my balcony. Inside the house, every room, your electric blower sounds like a high-pitched, ear-piercing whistle. Outside the house, it sounds like sitting right next to a loud vacuum cleaner. It's hard to work or enjoy anything while you're blowing. The noise is overwhelming, anxiety-inducing, and frustrating. I recorded the noise from Friday inside and outside my house. Please listen to it at the YouTube address or use the QR code below. Now, let's take a look at this QR code below, right? So first of all, I'm going to reverse, you know what? Yes, we're going to reverse. Oh, stop focusing in and out, you son of a bitch. You filthy, disgusting autofocus. Whatever, you know how a QR code works. Now, notice how in the middle of the QR code, I cleverly put a subliminal message called no leaf blowers. I'm going to have to flip this. I don't know what to do with autofocus. But anyways, I'm going to put the short little video clip of what this QR code goes to, what the URL is. And that goes in right now. This is what it sounds like in my office and every other part of the house, because there's no room where this whistle isn't heard. It's a loud whistle. And if I want to go outside, it's 80 degrees still. Hooray. Let's go sit on the deck. This is what it's going to sound like out there. It sounds like sitting next to a vacuum cleaner. All right, so now that we've seen what goes in right there, that's what I recorded. It's very short. It's on a totally different YouTube channel. It's not really tied back to me. There's now 2 videos uploaded, but they're both unlisted. No shame, no blame. It's just there for people to actually see it. And yeah, there's a subliminal little no leaf blower in the middle, and it works. There's a QR code monkey or something, and you can do that. So I continue after the QR code. Noise from tree removal or installing a new roof is largely unavoidable. However, there are quiet alternatives to gathering leaves. I now use rakes and brooms myself. They work and they're surprisingly fast. It took me just 7 minutes on Wednesday to rake my long 60-foot driveway. I timed it. I think that's on the normal channel here. A push broom, maybe even faster. I don't use push brooms. I've seen some tutorials online, and it's just like I don't have a giant warehouse to sweep up, and I probably would be faster, but I just don't need it. So I continue. I am requesting either of the following. Number 1, that you at least try to not use a blower for a while to see if that works for you and me. Number 2, or that I am made aware ahead of time when you're blowing, so I at least have the option to leave. and my name and house number here, right? Which is like, you know what, fine, just blow it 20 times, well, maybe not 20 times a day. Can you at least let me know so I can evacuate the premises? At least I can schedule my life around your leaf blowing. I would even prefer that, but this random 10 a.m., noon, and then 3:45 p.m. the same day, and then 6:30 sometimes because there's 3 fucking leaves there, that is outrageous. I can't be on the deck. I can't be inside the house. Outrageous, you know? And that the whistling you heard in the video that's inserted here, I mean, it's just unbearable. You know, the noise-canceling earbuds work better on the electric ones, but you can still sort of hear it. And it's like, I shouldn't have to stuff stuff in my ears because somebody randomly wants to do it. So I hope the letter itself, not my commentary here, is relatively neutral and not so whatever. And that's what it is. The second letter is basically the same. It's New Left Bozo. They're the ones who moved in July or something, and for a long time they were perfectly happy to not leaf blow anything. And then a week ago and a few days ago, for the second time, they had a gas blower guy here that was puffing for 50 minutes. On and off, and it's a gas blower right next to your fucking house. You can hear all of it. So that let's read that one real quick. Hello from next door. On Thursday at about 11 a.m., your landscaper was quite disruptive. Even from inside my house with noise-canceling earbuds on, the leaf blower noise was overwhelming, anxiety-inducing, and frustrating. I recorded that noise from inside my phone. Inside my house. Please listen to it at the YouTube address or use the QR code below. And that's the same thing over here. We have the same issue here. It's going to work out fantastic. You can click on it yourself or whatever, or we'll insert that here. So this is what I'm hearing inside of the kitchen. This is what I'm hearing inside of the living room. This is what I'm hearing inside of the office. This is what I'm hearing. Let's see. This is what's inside the bathroom. This is what's inside the bedroom. It's moved down a little further. Let's go downstairs. Downstairs bedroom number 1. Downstairs bedroom number 2. It's off for now. All right. Noise from, and I continue with the letter, noise from tree removal or installing a new roof is largely unavoidable. However, there are quite alternatives to gathering leaves. We've heard this before. I use rakes and brooms myself. They work and they're actually fast. It took me just 7 minutes on Wednesday to rake my long 60-foot driveway. I timed it. A push broom may be even faster. Okay, now the request here is a little different. I'm requesting that you ask your landscaper to use more quiet tools to gather leaves. The electric blowers aren't really any better, or to find a more considerate landscaper. Now notice how Right Bozo, who is doing it himself, I'm not calling him inconsiderate, but if it's your landscaper doing it, they are inconsiderate. You say, yeah, okay, so it's a little nicer, I guess. And that, you know, this kind of gives me at least some hope that, you know, you can get some resolution to this. I wasn't too snarky. I don't think I was snarky at all here. It's just the facts. This annoys me. This is how loud it is. There's a QR code. Again, this is completely unnecessary noise. It's completely avoidable. And please don't do this. Just try. You can do it quieter. You can tell me when it's happening, or if it's a commercial one, make them do it. You don't have to exert any effort on this one if you're hiring somebody, right? Go fucking do it. Go tell them to do it. You don't have to do anything, you know? Looks like there's storm clouds gathering. Let me see, because it's kind of getting dark here. Let me see, because am I hearing a leaf blower? Rain starting in 4 minutes, but it's not a lot. Let's look at the radar real quick just to. Oh, there's some storms coming in. Yeah, there might be. I don't know. Yeah, so that might be one of the reasons that. But a lot of these landscapers love to just get in before the storm, so it's like, oh, thanks, you know. But I'm not sure if I'm hearing anything. It might not be too bad, but this gives me some hope that I can at least put these pretty polite notices. You know, I go out of my way to do, you know, code, you know, QR codes. And, you know, once this is done, I mean, you know, if I'm walking around on the other neighborhood, I can do that. You know, I can just hand these out or even mail them if I don't want to, you know, just tape this to somebody's door, because apparently that causes me grave injury, you know, to try to, you know, fold up a piece of paper. It's just too hard for me. I'll have to crumple it into the letter and then just throw it somewhere. But at least it's like, look, I don't think it's that, you know, again, it's not like me complaining about you're pounding in a new roof too loud. Like, is there a quiet way of pounding in nails? Okay. I had a carpenter here who was putting in the new steps because it was rotting out, right? It's like, is there a quiet way of nailing? Is there a quiet way of sawing things precisely to the cut? I don't think so, you know? You know, it's like, okay, that's just what it is. And again, I would say, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll do a number on this, but in terms of annoying noise outside, it's 10 to 1, 20 to 1, 100 to 1 leaf blowers versus contractors sawing, circular sawing or whatever, right? It's like, okay, if it was just that, I don't think I'd be insane, because again, how often do you hear construction noise here? You know, there was the remodel, the one I actually put up with the one where they had the blue walls and the gray walls, and it's like, what the fuck is this? The remodel looks worse than it was before. That one, they were there for 2 weeks. I think they put a new fence in, but they were sawing, right? The leaf blowers they have at that property or the ones next to it, that's always more annoying than even the once 10-year renovation per house, right? So it's like, even for its own sake, the renovations are quieter, you know, and they don't happen that often. Like right now, you know, in the last week, I mean, who was here? My flooring guy was here. I guess I was the loud one this week, but that wasn't very loud. It's flooring. They're putting stuff on the ground, right? You know, they're packing stuff into the truck to take away. Were they loud outside at any point? Hold on. There was some noise coming from, but even the garage, through the garage, through the house, you could barely hear it. I walked across the street and you could barely hear it there. Certainly not anywhere near a leaf blower. So no, even the non-leaf blowing landscaping contractors are just not that loud, you know? So I don't think it's unreasonable for me to say any of this, and I'll walk around here. Because again, I want to walk around here. The whole fucking thing is called the Woodlands. You know, I want to enjoy the nature, please, and not your leaf blowers. So if I see a house with it, maybe I'll mail it, or maybe I'll just post it. You know, I'm not going to mail this out. I'm going to just post it to the door when they're gone. And that's all I can do, you know. And I think this is recent. I don't think, I wish I'd done this earlier, I guess, but we'll see. And yeah, I'll just keep track. And again, I think recording the video and saying, this is not reasonable. You know, if I'm walking on the street, you can use a rake and broom. It's unreasonable to be using these things even then. Okay, especially if you're not doing it, just tell them to do it. I'm not asking grandmas to use a rake and broom fast like I do. You know, if you're hiring somebody, go do it. Go tell them to do it. You know, it just ruins the whole neighborhood. Because again, the neighborhood right across from here, I mean, you have one leaf blower. I can hear it in my house, and if you were to have taken a walk in that giant cul-de-sac, you're just listening to that misery, and you can't even get out because there's a cul-de-sac. You can't even walk far away because you're going to be stuck in there. It's just misery, you know? Anyways, I think that's it for now, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'll post these the next day or two on the actual doors, and obviously I'll be updating everybody on this, and we'll see how it works.